Howdy, folks. My name is Marble, and my pronouns are she, her.
Hi, my name is Ray, and my pronouns are he, him.
And I'm Mars, and my pronouns are they, them. And it's time to draw a meal ticket from the deck of friendship, because today we're talking about Fighting Foodons, episode 4. What was it called again?
Pizza to meet, you know.
It was...
You want a pizza me? You want a pizza me?
Right.
Was it You Want a Pizza Me?
Yes.
I feel like it was.
Yes, that sounds correct.
It is called You Want a Pizza Me.
Never doubt me again.
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay, I didn't, and I won't now, also.
Cool. As long as we're on the same page.
I'm glad that we're on the same page on this one.
Are we on the same pizza?
No, we had to get different orders because I can't eat, I can't digest lactose.
No, nobody likes pineapple except for me is the problem.
Oh, I love pineapple.
Oh, I love pineapple.
But, I imagine you want some cheese on your pizza, and I just can't do that.
I do.
I just got a supreme pizza with everything on it, so...
I'm lactose intolerant, but I can face the void. I don't care.
Oh.
I'm that far gone.
The void with cheese.
For me, every time with pizza, it does attack with gooey cheese. My tummy, it attacks my tummy with the gooey cheese.
It does attack with gooey cheese.
That I can't digest or eat.
For those of you who don't know, Mars and Marble are making a reference to the opening song of Fighting Foodons, where pizza attacks with gooey cheese.
Pizza does attack with gooey chease, and that is...
And that happens in this episode, too.
This is the episode where pizza attacks with gooey cheese, and I mean, look, if the episode was called You Want a Pizza Me, and it did not feature pizza attacking with gooey cheese, I feel like we'd all want our money back.
I know, I invested so much. Hundreds of dollars.
So, I understand that pizza does, in fact, attack with gooey cheese.
Mm-hmm.
But in this episode, I didn't see as much of this, but this might be like next episode. I was under the impression that any leftovers you could freeze.
Oh, right. Yeah.
The next episode is titled Leftover for Dead.
Ray, you can't.
Ray,
you can't.
You just made an episode of Fighting Foodons already.
I can and I will.
Leftover for Dead.
It's set in...
That's a better title for this episode than
it
You
is?
Want a Pizza Me.
It actually is, but I'm sort of imagining Leftover for Dead as being sort of like, Chase and Kayla and Oslo and Python, I guess, go to... this western town where they can't refrigerate anything, because of, some evil doer, and then they just make a bunch of jokes.
Oh, but Mars, that episode's titled is High Spoon because they have a shootout at noon.
It is High Spoon.
And fried ricer uses spoons.
I'm getting showed up right now.
I'm sorry.
You're valid. Please keep going. So, I'm living right now.
I feel like there is an elephant in the room that we have to address before we even get to what is in this episode. And that is Oslo.
He is no longer buff.
We need to talk about Oslo again.
He didn't drink his milk, and now his bones are back to normal.
So at the end of the last episode, we spent a long time on this point because we were all so much very hoping that it would continue, and it doesn't at all. Oslo was buff during the last 5 seconds of the last episode, and in this episode, he is no longer buff. He's back to his regular Oslo self. I think he does still have the long flowing hair, but it's all white now. But it's never explained or addressed.
You know what happened is...
what happened,
Sorry,
Marble?
You go ahead, Ray.
No, what happened?
Go ahead, Marble. I'll say my thing after you.
What happened, Marble?
It left my brain. Hang on. Give me 2 seconds to rethink of what it was.
Mm-hmm.
It was really funny and hilarious, I promise. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's coming back.
Should I say the thing that I said before to remind you of where we were in the conversation?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Ray, do you remember what I said?
No, but I remember what I was gonna say.
Say it.
So what's gonna happen is that in the penultimate episode, which is titled I'll Slow You How It's Done, we see that Oslo can transform between the two forms that he has.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was going to say that episode 3 is the canonical end to the series, and everything else takes place earlier in the timeline.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
No, that's so.
It's one of those situations, like they say, like the SpongeBob movie is like canonically like the last thing that happens in SpongeBob.
Mhm.
It's like that.
So like the next few episodes like happen before episode 3, and then we get to a point where we see Buff Oslo again,
Mhm.
and they just continue from there. But for
Now-
the next few,
I like that way better than what is likely the truth in that episode 3 doesn't need to exist.
it doesn't need to, but aren't we happy that it does?
I don't know.
I think so. I've never laughed that hard
that's
before.
fair. No, yeah, that's
That's fair.
So yes, for the remainder of this episode, and maybe for the remainder of time, Oslo is back to being the treacherous old floating saucer man.
Ooh, what if there's like an episode like right before the end where it's like an AU episode where all the characters are in their weird
Oh.
transformation forms and they have to figure out why? Because at the end of this episode, Kayla also undergoes a transformation.
There is a
of sorts.
transformation at the end of this episode that will definitely not be explained.
Mhm.
But let's
get there.
Let's get into
Yeah.
it. Let's
Y'all,
really get into it.
I don't know if I could talk about this episode. It was really scary.
Do you want
I'm
me
really
to do a
spooked.
synopsis
There
for you?
were some scary ghosts.
There
Hey
were.
Ray, what if you did a very brief but concise synopsis that highlights the most important parts of the episode in a sort of candid and I would say maybe at the risk of losing some of the finer details.
Mhm.
Why don't you drop that on us?
Yeah,
real quick? I'd love to.
yeah.
I'd love to hear what that would sound like.
Yeah, okay.
I would love to hear what it would sound like. Maybe it would help you out if you wrote it all down beforehand on a wiki that exists.
Oh, sure, let me just...
Also, if you could do like a
Okay.
funny like announcer voice.
Yeah, if you
kinda
did like
thing.
a funny announcer voice and
Oh,
really
like
played it
like
up.
what if you were the
Yeah.
guy that talked
Yeah.
about what happened last time on Dragon Ball Z?
Mhm,
Oh, like a DJ, a donut jockey.
Yeah.
a donut jockey?
Because it's fighting Foodons.
I get it, because donuts are round, like a disc
They are
is.
round.
And they've got a hole
here.
in the middle like a disc does. Oh, that's very
Yeah.
good, Ray.
Wow.
It,
Okay.
it works on so many
It
levels.
works on so many levels, and I really love just deconstructing your jokes in order to...
I think that's
to-
the height of comedies when you deconstruct jokes.
It's really the height of comedy, and what also is the height of comedy is delaying you and the joke that you were, and the thing that you were going to do, and delaying it a lot.
The
Um,
thing that
well,
you
no,
both
hold
asked
on.
me to
I
do...
feel like we've built it up enough. We need to.
Yeah, we've built it up. We've absolutely built it up.
Are
And,
you
like,
sure that I
it
feel
needs
like we
to
could-
happen eventually.
I feel like we could go
maybe
on
we
a
should.
little longer, just draw it out just a little
Oh, sure,
more.
sure.
In that case, I think that like why half do
In
it?
this
Why-
episode, we
No.
learn the story of Master Flambé. It seems that long ago, the Master Chef cooked a masterpiece pizza for Princess Cupcake, but instead of waiting, she grabbed a slice at a place in town. Heartbroken, his ghost and his ghostly Foodons, Slice and Frenchy Le Toast, not to mention the Grease Blobs, haunt the Flambé Forest and the mansion to this day. When Clawdia locates them, she plots to use the ghost Foodons to terrorize the kids and steal their Foodons. First, she kidnaps Kayla, then uses her hostage to lure the kids to the haunted mansion. Then, once the kids are inside, the haunting begins. But, once again, Claudia's plan is foiled when the ghost of Master Flambé shows up and, believing Kayla is Princess Cupcake, gets her to eat his masterpiece pizza. She thinks it tastes good, and having received the approval he was looking for, Master Flambé's ghost finally rests.
Now, Ray, I loved that take, and obviously, like for your professional,
For my reel?
for your reel, exactly. Like, I love that take.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you could do another take, as like a horse race announcer, right? One who goes really, really fast.
Oh, yeah.
Could you do like a horse
In
race
this
announcer?
episode, we learn the story of Master Flambé. It seems that long ago the Master Chef cooked a masterpiece pizza for Princess Cupcake, but instead of waiting, she grabbed a slice at a place in town. Heartbroken, his ghost and his ghostly Foodons, Slice and Frenchy Le Toast, not to mention the Grease Blobs, on the Flambé Forest and the mansion to this day. When Clawdia locates them, she plots to use the ghost Foodons to terrorize the kids and steal their foods. First, she kidnaps Kayla, then uses her hostage to lure the kids to the haunted mansion. Then, once the kids are inside, the haunting begins. But, once again, Claudia's plan is foiled when the ghost Toast and Master Flambé shows up and believing Kayla is Princess Cupcake gets her to eat a masterpiece pizza. She thinks it tastes good, and having received the approval he was looking for, Master Flambé fails. Ghost finally rests.
Now I like that. I like that one. I think that was maybe the best one yet.
It was very good. Can I just?
But I still think that there's like we could probably keep going, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely
keep going on this bit.
There's definitely a better rendition of this that we just haven't thought of yet.
Yeah.
Could we get like a real like a deep sultry just make it real, make it get real into the microphone.
I'd love to.
Please.
In this episode, we learned the story of Master Flambé. It seems that long ago, the Master Chef cooked a masterpiece pizza for Princess Cupcake. But instead of waiting, she grabbed a slice at a place in town. Heartbroken, his ghost, and his ghostly Foodons slice and Frenchy Le Toast. Not to mention the Grease Blobs.
All right. I have to, but I have to stop this. But can I say this?
Yes, go ahead, say this.
All of the names. Every single one of the names in this show, in Fighting Foodons, would be a really good racehorse name.
Slice. Frenchy Le Toast.
Coming up at the back is Noodleator, Sandra, Sidrus, coming up at the side is Applegator, coming up, Clawdia, coming up at the, you know?
Yeah, no.
I do. I see it. I also just get that vibe of like, I used to go to those like auctions with my aunt, where they would just like talk at the speed of sound and try to sell stuff to people, and you'd have to like raise the number and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Literally that, but with Fighting Foodons.
Just start selling Foodons away. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's just a food auction.
So what happens in this universe? I feel it. What happens in this universe
I
when
think
you
I made it pretty clear that Master Flambé goes finally rests.
She wasn't asking what happens in this episode. She was asking what happens in the universe.
Oh, in the universe.
Yes, I'd like to know what happens in the universe of Fighting Foodons when you go to okay.
Let her finish her thought!
It's over. It's done. No, I finished it already.
No, you gotta finish. I want to know, please.
I've already finished it and had dessert.
But you didn't even have the main course.
I skipped it for dessert.
Wow. I mean, you're valid.
What happens in the Fighting Foodon cinematic universe when you just like there's got to be like fast food here, right? So like you buy a Happy Meal, slap a meal ticket on it, stronger or weaker than like a normal Foodon, right?
Yeah.
I don't.
Or is that like are they like henchmen because there's so many of them?
I think it's corporate. Yeah, I think it's corporate zombies, zombie food, corporate zombie food.
Speaking of zombie food,
now this actually isn't because I don't know if there are like fast food joints around. It seems like I don't know what time period this is supposed to take place in. It kind of seems
it seems to jump around.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it really does feel like I don't know, like. You know, definitely like 1900s, but you like maybe like, you know, earlier. But like also there's Clawdia gives them exploding tape deck.
And also Dad is a GI Dad.
Yeah, like I'm not sure, but I am curious if you like buy a meal from like a food cart or a restaurant or whatever, and then slap a meal ticket on it, do you have to pay for it?
Sorry, I've bestowed sentience upon my meal. I'm not paying for this.
Yeah. No. Sir Dumpling will pick up the check. They just got made.
What if it's like Pokemon rules where if somebody else owns it and by knowing there has to be some sort of either yes, this is yours or a money transaction involved before you could meal ticket something.
I think that if somebody else makes the food and then you put a meal ticket on it, it won't listen to you unless you have a certain number of gym badges.
Sure. I'm wondering, what is our personal record for longest gone without talking about the episode?
Well, I think Ray just summarized it pretty well. Hey, Ray, could you drop that summary again?
Yeah.
Just so we have it.
Yeah, but this
in
time...
this episode.
But this time, read it as if you are giant and destroying a city while doing it.
And also read every other word.
Seems long! Slice! Heart! Forest! Ghost! Hostage! Mansion! Foiled! Finally eternally rests.
Wow. Now it's Mars's turn to die. Now read it like your beefsteak.
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 Oh, that's got to be the best one yet.
Oh my gosh.
Monsters.
Oh, goodness.
Oh. Okay. All right. So, let's talk about the episode now.
Yeah, so in that episode, we start by learning the story of Master Flambé. It seems that long ago, the Master Chef cooked a masterpiece pizza for Princess Cupcake.
Oh no!
But instead of waiting, she grabbed a slice at a place in town.
Oh my god,
I can't
Marble,
believe it.
Did he get heartbroken
The
in his ghost
drama.
and ghostly Foodons?
Mhm.
I think their names are...
Oh, you'll never believe what their names were.
I think it was Frenchy Le Toast and Slice, not in that order.
Not to mention the Grease Blobs.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget the Grease
Don't
Blobs.
forget the Grease Blobs.
Yeah, now
And-
they haunt the Flambé Forest and the mansion to this day.
To this
Still now,
day,
even?
now?
Right now, well,
It's been
not-
ages.
Not now after the episode is over because
wait,
we've
but-
freed the ghosts.
Wait,
Right,
no, but
okay.
what does this episode take place in the future?
Maybe. There's a very post-apocalyptic vibe in Fighting Foodons, I feel.
There is.
What if that's the reason why it seems like it takes place in all times is because it's post-apocalyptic and it's real and it's now?
I think they're in purgatory.
I think that Chase has been in a coma and and all of the things that happen are just people bringing in food and he smells it and then he's like, "Oh, what if?"
Yeah, because his family is waiting for him to wake up at the hospital. He can't eat the meals,
Right.
but they just bring in gourmet dinners and just sit right next to him and just feast up.
Right. Is Clawdia his cat?
Claudia's his cat.
No, I hate this.
His dad, Oslo, and the meatballs.
Oslo's the doctor.
Oslo's the doctor, right.
No, Oslo's the doctor, and then he just has 6 dads, all named Meatball.
Six
Right.
polyamorous fathers named Meatball.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
This is the first coma headcanon that's actually been good.
The
Absolutely.
only coma headcanon that is good.
So after that, Clawdia locates when Clawdia locates them, she plots to use the Foodons to
Yeah.
terrorize the kids and steal their Foodons.
Now,
even.
right.
Now, this is a very funny bit, and I do like it.
I don't know what you're talking about. This
But
isn't a bit, this is the episode.
But also, there are some other things that happen that this paragraph cannot hope to encapsulate.
That's true. There are a couple very good things that happen.
And I don't want to gloss over the very good things that happen in this episode.
Listen,
Right.
I'm back to really liking this show, by the way.
Me too.
Yeah. We gotta talk about the musical number.
We
Yeah.
gotta talk about the
First
music
of all-
number. So
That's not a joke, audience.
It's not a joke.
You may think we're misleading you. This isn't a Keith from Yu-Gi-Oh situation.
no. Now, I have a question, and the answer is no, but does this... Oh my god, I'm sorry. This isn't going to be in the episode, but I did go to YouTube and saw that there's a Joker versus Pennywise Epic Rap Battles of History.
Well, we're watching it. Post it in the chat. We're reacting
I've
to it
aged.
together, please. No, we talked about it. Now we have to react to it together. Put it in the group chat, Mars. Put it in the group chat. Put it in the group chat.
Can't be
Put it in the group chat.
This can't be in the episode.
Put it in the group. Yes, it can. Put it in the group chat.
It cannot be in the
Can be.
episode.
The only thing standing in the way of it being in the episode is your fears.
In this episode,
We have to cast them away and
we learned the story of
follow our
Master Flambé.
dreams.
Why?
Long ago, the
Why are you
Master Chef
why are you
cooked a
doing this to
masterpiece
me?
pizza.
I'm holding all of you
Princess Cupcake.
hostage until we watch this video.
Why are you
After
doing
waiting,
this to
she
me,
grabbed a
my-
slice at a place in town. Heartbroken.
Your friend Mars.
And his ghostly food.
You're doing this to me, your friend
Slice of
Mars.
Frenchy Le Toast.
I'm
Not
sorry,
to
Mars.
mention
You
the
can't
Grease
stop
Blobs
it. It's history.
On the Flambé Forest and the mansion to this day.
This is educational. We need to teach our audience what it means when the Joker
when Claudia
raps
locates them, she
against
plots to use the
Pennywise.
ghost- Do we really, though?
We don't. We don't.
You're right. Katniss versus Hermione, though. We got to do that one.
We-
Oh, that's a princess rap battle. Oh, that's not even from the same person. It's a spin-off.
Mhm.
That's fun.
Where she kidnapped Kayla.
What I was hoping to find out was if the song
what else
that's
they
in
do.
this episode exists isolated on the internet already, or if I will have to do that. And, I mean, I'll do that anyway, but, like, I'm just wondering.
There are many.
Oh, they have. Hey, what about Ronald McDonald versus the Burger King epic rap battles of history?
Those are just Foodons fighting. That's just Foodons fighting, Marble.
What if it was? Hey, wouldn't it be wacky if it was Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg?
Can we
That would be really funny. What if it was Freddy Krueger versus Wolverine? That'd be like really silly.
I'm deleting
Because they
this
have
from the
long
group
claw.
chat. I'm deleting that from the group chat. We're not.
You better not delete this part of the episode.
No, I can't delete it now.
What about Ash Ketchum versus Charles Darwin?
All right,
Wouldn't that be funny and silly if they did that?
So Chase, Kayla, Oslo, Python, they are going through a
Deadpool
forest.
versus Boba Fett.
They're going through a forest, and they reach a sign, and Python starts to read it out, and it reads, in this episode, we learn the story of Master Flambe. It seems so long ago, the Master Chef cooked a masterpiece for the cupcake. Instead of waiting, she grabbed his... We get a flashback to this dude, Master Flambe, this young, up-and-coming chef in the castle, or town,
In this
or whatever.
castle town that we're at, I guess.
In Castletown. And it's run by Princess Cupcake, I suppose.
And something that you need to understand about Master Flambé is that he requires other people's validation in order to feel fulfilled.
Mm-hmm. Princess Cupcake is like, hey, I'd like a pizza, my dude. And he's like, chill, let me go spend 3 to 5 hours making you a pizza. And it's a really big pizza, to his credit.
Mm-hmm.
But, understandably, I think Princess Cupcake was like, that's a really long wait time for a pizza. I'm hungry now. I'll go to somewhere else where they already make pizza. And then she did it, and it was good. And Master Flambé was like, cool, I'm just gonna wait here and stand here by this pizza until I die. And
then he does.
And then he
Then he
does.
dies.
Did the princess never come back?
No.
She left to go to another pizza place, and she just stayed there forever. She moved in.
What I think is that, like, Master Flambé went to his own kitchen and, like, not in the castle, and then Princess Cupcake just didn't know where it was.
And just kept
Do
rolling.
you ever make plans with someone, and then you're, like, super excited to make plans, and then you do it, and then you get so excited that you forget to tell them where it is?
All the time.
And, like, win, and the where and win of it?
You're just like, let's go to the
Yeah.
arcade. I'm so excited to go to the arcade. And then you're both like, yeah, the arcade. I can't wait to go to the arcade. And then 6 hours later, it's time to go to the arcade. And you're like, why am I here alone? Oh no, I didn't tell my friend where the arcade was or what time we were meeting. Now I'm just playing DDR alone.
Oh no, I turned away for 1 second, and now I don't know where my dad is, and I'm alone in the arcade, and I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
And I don't
happens
have
all
a
the
cell
time.
phone because it's 1999-ish,
Ish.
probably.
Ish.
Yeah, there were cell phones, but not everyone had one.
That's relatable. That's relatable for people, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm not the only one.
Mhm.
No, you're definitely... I've done that.
Yeah. Well, I would just use my pager. I would just page my dad.
I
You had a
wasn't
pager when you were...
rich enough to have a pager.
How old would you have been in 1999?
2, 3?
And you had a pager?
Oh,
What's
yeah.
up, folks? This is my child Mars, and they got a pager. They're
Yeah.
2 years old.
Yeah, what up? What up? It's me, Baby Mars. I got a pager. I get called down to the hospital all the time. It's really just exhausting. And the work-life balance isn't great.
Oh gosh, now I want a TV show on NBC called Life on Mars. It's about Mars as a 2-year-old baby being a doctor with a pager in some hospital.
I'm afraid to... There is already a show from, like, the Neil Patrick Doogie Howser or whatever, that is about a child who is a doctor.
Yeah, but you're 2 and you have a pager. It's different.
Okay.
Anyway,
Now, Clawdia,
yes.
She goes to this haunted mansion. She meets up with Frenchy Le Toast and Slice, who
Best names in the
are
universe, by the way.
so good.
Yeah.
I love them both so much. They're both great.
And they're gay.
And they're gay and in love.
And they're gay. Yes.
With their many, many children, the Grease Blobs. And Slice and Frenchy Le Toast are really bummed out that Master Flambe his ghost isn't around anymore. He's just sort of like, he pieced out.
It's a square. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's been a difficult couple of weeks for me, so sometimes that just happens.
Shape of Hauntings. Let's continue.
Ray!
We didn't even talk about the song. Like,
Not yet.
this.
We brought it up and we hyped it, and then we didn't even talk about it.
I think Ray put it best when we watched the episode when he said, Danny Elfman who?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to. I've brought back up the episode because I am going to find the exact moment because we're going to listen to. I'm going to put the song in the episode.
We're going to listen to it
thank
right
goodness.
before we talk about it.
Ghost Radio. Art Ghost Radio.
Did we just? Yep.
Wow, it's not easy being
Cheesy.
unprecedented genius. Oh, that too, I guess. It's not easy to be attacked with gooey cheese.
Are we doing that now?
Let's do it now.
If you dare to come into the forest of Flambé, you will find the goblins gobbling grease blobs on the way. Careful not to lose your way and step on Pizza Ghost. Slice would not be happy, not to mention Frenchy Le Toast. We're having you for dinner! Don't get any thinner. If you're scared, then we're the reason.
Oh, and that's why Omelette wasn't in the thing.
Oh,
That's Omelette went back into the meal cart and then didn't go with
because Omelette was scared. Okay.
Omelette was scared.
Legit, that song rules. I'm 100% on.
If you're scared, then
If you're
we're
scared,
the
then
reason.
we're the reason. I love that.
It's a good song.
Welcome to the Halloween episode of Deck of
Welcome to the
Friendship.
Halloween episode of Deck of Friendship.
We gotta save this one for Halloween now. We're recording it now, but it'll come out Halloween
lives
2020.
inside.
Halloween is all the time if you're gay, and I am.
I am at my most powerful now and whenever this song plays.
You said that
yes.
when the episode was airing, and I felt it in my bones.
I am going to make that song my ringtone.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. I'm so proud of you, Mars. I'm so happy for
You're
you.
so
shining
good.
right now.
So my goth energy, my spooky goth energy is my spooky goth energy, who is also a coward, so can't handle real scary things, is
It's
so
overflowing.
This is
Jesus,
incredibly
Mars.
incredibly
That is
powerful.
so relatable.
Yeah.
I've never vibed with you this much before, Mars. Holy heck.
It's a good, creepy, silly song.
Yeah.
I would describe my aesthetic as lazy goth. Like, I'm goth, but also, like, I stay in bed all the time and have awesome, cool, epic goth dark circles under my eyes from staying in bed all the time.
Okay, quick aside. I'm
okay.
definitely... why are we friends? Because I'm definitely a preppy friend.
Look.
Well, the division between goths and preps is artificial.
Yeah.
And
That's
And-
fair.
only serves to
To keep us
deepen the
weak.
divide
Yeah.
in the working class.
Yeah. It's just, it's I was trying to say something smart so it would be a joke. So I would say something smart that would sound like a joke but it would be smart and real, but it would be a joke for the podcast. About class inequality or whatever. But I just couldn't pull it together.
Yeah, well, I just sort of said that thing that wasn't true about class and
And we had
goths
to
and
accept
preps.
the truth.
Yeah,
But sometimes it's fun to just say words. Sometimes it's fun
we
to just say stuff.
Yeah,
and
for example.
that's the fun thing is that we're the ones with the podcast, so nobody can stop us.
It's
Yeah,
true.
you're right. In this episode, we learned the story of Master Flambé. It's a good song.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really fun song.
No. It's a great song.
Oh, no,
it's
you're
the
right.
best song ever made.
Yeah, it's really...
What about Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield?
I haven't heard that one, but it's probably not as good as If You're Scared Then We're the Reason by the Grease Blobs.
If You're Scared and We're the Reason is such a good title.
Yeah. I want Slice and Frenchy Le Toast on a t-shirt that I would wear.
Can I be honest here? I don't like Slice.
You don't like Slice?
He's kind of mean and rude.
I mean, look,
And used fake
You don't have to
tears.
agree with what a character does.
No, I
in
can
order
be
to...
wrong.
It's okay, Ray. You can say things that are just untrue and bad and wrong. That's fun.
Here's the thing. Slice did crying tears and then attacked children after making them lower their guard.
So that's the thing, is that, like, he's a complex character. Just because he's problematic doesn't mean we can't enjoy the intricacies of
That's fair.
Yeah. And, like, also,
No,
how...
I might need a second pass on watching it.
How can you not like Slice? He attacks with gooey cheese.
He does attack with Jewish cheese. He has a scythe. He is pretty cool. He's also in a gay relationship with Frenchy Le Toast.
For sure.
I'm turning around on Slice again.
Now,
yeah.
And also the thing is Slice is just protecting his boyfriend because they literally set Frenchy Le Toast on fire. So, like, actually twice. They set him on fire twice.
Plus...
Which is, like, one more than the amount of times that it's acceptable to set someone on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even
in
if
my
you
opinion.
are Frenchy Le Toast.
Even if you're Frenchy Le Toast.
Now, I do understand Slice a bit more, because I did think about it. He's doing all these things, all these bad things, so he could get his master back.
Mm-hmm.
Which, there's a lot of grief and loss in there.
And
also, there's
also
probably a lot of anger and frustration,
and-
so I get it.
And also they're being manipulated by Clawdia for her own selfish gains.
Because that's what Clawdia do.
Yes, and I love her, but, like, it's like there's a lot of layers to the story is what I'm getting at.
Right,
the story of Master Flambé seems a
you got
little
your
go
cheese
to Master
layer.
of Shame.
You're not supposed to like Clawdia. She's complex, She's like an interesting character. Like, I should say, you're not supposed to agree with Clawdia, but you can like her because, like, she's got that. No, never mind.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say she has that Walter White vibe. She does bad things, but like she's complex and stuff, and that's why she's interesting to watch.
So
she is.
But the thing is that I can't compare a great character to Walter White.
So Chase, Kayla. Actually, Kayla gets kidnapped immediately. Chase, Python, Oslo, the meatballs, omelet.
An omelet.
Don't forget omelet. Okay, actually, we do have to talk about this. So we're 40 minutes in. We're not even really past the first 5 minutes of the episode.
I thought we covered the episode already.
I mean, in a sense.
Remember when in this episode we learned the story of Master Flambé? It seems that long ago the Master Chef cooked a masterpiece pizza for Princess Cupcake.
Now, Marble, I do love that take, but could you read it like,
Say no more. Say no more.
In this episode, we learned the story of Master Flambé.
I was going to say like a
seems that
ghost.
long ago, the Master Chef cooked a
But I guess this could be
masterpiece
like a
pizza
ghost. Like, a
for
ghost could sound
Princess
like this.
Cupcake. But instead of waiting, she grabbed a slice at a
I
place
don't know, Ray,
for
what do you
town.
think? Do you think ghosts could sound like this?
His
Oh, yeah,
ghost
no, for sure.
and his ghostly food on slice and Frenchy Le Toast. Not to mention the
Le
Grease
Toast.
Blobs haunt the Flambé Forest and the mansion to this
Frenchy Le
day.
Toast just
When Clawdia
legit
locates them,
carries
she
off
wants to use
Kayla
the ghost
because
Foodons to terrorize
Princess
the kids
Cupcake,
and steal their Foodons. She
looks
kidnaps Kayla
remarkably
and uses
like
the hostage
Kayla
to lure the kids
For
to
no
a
reason.
haunted
for
mansion.
no reason whatsoever, unless
Once the kids are inside,
unless
a
there is
haunting
an unless,
begins.
but I want to wait
once
till Marble
again,
is done to get to
Claudia's
it.
plan is foiled when the ghost of
So,
Master Flambé shows up and
Frenchy
believing
Le
Kayla
Toast
is Princess
carries
Cupcake,
off
gets her to eat his masterpiece
Kayla,
pizza. She thinks it tastes
and
good,
leave-
having received
and
the
then-
approval he was looking for,
And then
Master
drops
Flambe's ghost finally rests.
and then Frenchy Le Toast says airmail, and then drops a cassette tape or a tape deck player. It's from Clawdia, who seems to have known everything that Chase was going to say, because she responds to things that he says in this recorded tape.
It's because she's best friends with them. Like, don't even lie.
Yeah, secretly.
She knows them so well.
Mm-hmm.
And then she says, "This tape will explode in 3 seconds."
And Chase
And then
is like,
3
"There's
seconds
no way."
pass, and a little Claudia goofy face
Bobblehead
on a
thing.
spring, Jack in the Boxes out of it, and Chase is like, "Ha! I knew it!" And then it explodes.
And then it explodes. And,
And
then
then it
this is the
explodes.
part where Chase dies and is in a coma.
And then they go through the forest, and there are some spooky occurrences that happen. Can I say the funniest joke in this episode, though? The thing that made me
Please,
laugh
yeah, of
the
course,
hardest
yes.
is they look through the forest, and then we see through the eyes of Chase or Python or whoever as they scan the forest, and there are like shadows or whatever, but there doesn't seem like there's anything going on. And then they look around and look down, and there's just a sign that says "boo."
You don't expect that. It was very
Absolutely,
comical.
Clawdia placed that. I will accept
100%.
no other.
They even bring up the fact that Clawdia is the one who did that.
And then they curb stomp the sign because they're like, "Nah."
They're like, none of this.
None of this.
Boo-hoo is what they said.
And then, Frenchy Le Toast shows up and doesn't... Frenchy Le Toast is chasing them, and a meatball falls out of the cart, and we all were in slow motion for a second. Like, no!
We all thought.
Because, legit, I was kind of feeling that after episode 3... that, like, they were giving up on the meatballs. And then Chase was like, no! And saved the meatball by...
that was so good.
By standing in front of the scythe that Frenchy Le Toast was bringing down on the meatball. And it's just like...
Chase would take a bullet for the meatballs. I love it so much. Like, he values them as much as he values himself. I love this. I love you, Chase. You're such a good boy.
Honestly, Chase, like, this moment gave you so many points. So many.
And it's framed, the shot is framed that Oslo and Python are looking, and it looks like there's a scythe in Chase's head for a good 10 seconds.
Yeah, like legit.
And they're like, Chase, are you okay? And there's just no response. And then the camera turns, and we see that the scythe folded it on itself and just kind of boinked Chase in the head.
Because it was tinfoil.
It's just aluminum foil.
Right, but the point still stands. Chase would take a bullet.
Oh, well, Chase didn't know. Chase didn't know. Like, that's the thing. It's Chase loves those meatballs, and I'm so here for it. And we love those meatballs.
And I love that Chase.
Yeah, what a good show.
Yeah.
What a good Chase.
So then they attack.
And then they just beat up Frenchy Le Toast so hard. Chase
and Frenchy Le Toast is like in fetal position on the ground, and they're all just standing in a circle kicking him.
Yeah, like Chase
and then
uses a frying pan. Python is beating him over the head with a ladle, and then loses the ladle and grabs Omelette.
What happens, Mars?
Omelette breathes fire onto Frenchy Le Toast, and thus confirming that yes, in fact, Omelette is wicked powerful for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's only a taste, I'm sure, of Omelette's capabilities, is breathing fire.
Do you think that
we have merely scraped the tip of the iceberg?
Do you think that the scene in episode 3 with the spicy food was a hint to the fact that Kayla loves spicy foods and therefore Omelette also has fire powers?
Oh.
Am I reading too far into this?
No, that's good. Yeah, okay. And Fried Ricer says Fried Ricer, and so does Chase sometimes when he says Fried Ricer's name. And there's connections. There's connections, you know?
Absolutely. I really thought you were on my side for a second there, Mars.
No.
Oh, and here's the thing, is that, listen, Master Flambé is shown to be very, very sentimental, and Slice attacks with gooey cheese.
Is that the train from Deck of Friendship?
It is the train from Deck of Friendship.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us.
Clawdia has legit kidnapped Kayla, and...
she has to know that's a trope.
Yeah. And then...
Come on, Clawdia.
Come on, Clawdia.
It's 2019.
Yeah.
Come on. 2019, Clawdia. What are you doing?
It's 2019,
you took the girl
Clawdia.
one.
And then...
why not take Chase?
Why not take
Python?
Python definitely deserves to get taken.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Clawdia.
Look, if anybody on this show is born to play the, like, danger-prone kidnap victim of the show, it really should be Python. Like, not that any show needs that archetype, but if you're gonna have it, let it be Python.
I mean, Python does fall for traps. Just constantly.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Kayla is, like, you know, pretty level-headed and responsible most of the time.
That's why if you take Kayla out of the equation, the team falls apart.
Oh, absolutely. Here's the real business is that if Kayla was there in the spooky forest, she would have been fine. Like, she's not scared.
She would have been like, this is stupid.
She'd have been like, that sign says boo, those are Grease Blobs, that's Frenchy Le Toast, let's move on.
Yeah, it's but instead she gets gagged with gobstoppers.
Yeah, that was uncomfortable.
Uh-huh.
I thought Gobstopper was like a brand name.
Oh, she said Gabstopper.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Wait, she said Gabstopper? Oh my god.
She did. See, that's why, like, she couldn't talk
That's-
because it was like
It
Gab
stops you from
stopper.
gabbing.
Okay. Now, I'm circling back around because actually that is maybe the best pun in this show. That might actually be the best pun that maybe anyone's ever told. Like, wow, okay. Never mind. No criticisms here.
However, this does imply that the fighting Foodons and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory are part of the same, like, cinematic universe.
Well, Willy
I
Wonka
think.
caused the apocalypse that we're now living in, like, obviously.
Right, yes.
Right.
I mean, like, he got too close, he flew too close to the sun, he made, like, food and candy that was alive, and then it's all downhill from there, really.
Like,
Yeah.
Willy Wonka
Charlie started the glutton cult.
actually, oh wow. Oh my god.
Okay.
Charlie Bucket is the original King Glutton.
There we go.
Charlie Bucket, no!
What?
Then the other children have to team up to overthrow him.
And
Yeah.
that's the start of the rebellion.
But
Mhm.
yeah, so then it splits into two different timelines. They win. That's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory timeline. It's another generation. It's the next generation of Willy Wonka, and then when they lose, when the heroes fail, then we end up in the Fighting Foodon universe.
Okay, now, which one of these splits off into the Hunger Games universe? Because it kind of seems like we're heading that way.
Well, obviously,
in the far future.
far future.
If,
Yes.
Okay,
if
so-
Team Chase fails.
So, Hunger Games...
This is after the Hunger Games takes place after the Foodons have been eradicated.
Okay.
But like before. Well, it also takes place after. Like long after
Garfield.
the world had been split into Garfield.
Wait,
Yeah.
Garfield?
Whatever.
Yeah, why not?
I was going to
Garfield
say the world
eats.
had been split into different districts to try to curb the Foodon menace.
Wait,
No,
hold on.
wait a
legit
second.
question.
Wait a
Was it
second.
this podcast where we talked about the future with Garfield, or was that a different podcast I had?
I think that was a different one.
Oh no! Sorry.
Okay, so...
Much to Garfield's chagrin,
Much
I
to-
would say.
But, okay, but, after the Hunger Games times is the Attack on Titan times. Because the Titans are really just big Foodons. Okay, that's my time. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. I'm reeling us back into the Foodons timeline in this episode, right here.
All I'm saying is that there's a suggested viewing order for Fighting Foodons, Hunger Games, Attack on Titan, and the other thing we said.
Charlie and the
Chocolate Factory.
Wonkia.
And here's the other part about it, is that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory are two different timelines.
Yes.
Another layer, another layer.
Anyway.
What happened here? Kayla's
What?
taking...
What?
They get to the mansion.
Ray looking upon the crime scene that is this bit. What happened here?
They get to...
What happened here?
Team Chase gets to the mansion, right?
Yes. Team Chase gets the mansion.
And then Claudia's like, now the real fun begins, yeah. And
Well, didn't they won the mansion in a contest, and but
Yeah.
Mario went in before
You mean
them
Kayla.
and got captured. Right, yes, and she got stuck in a painting, and then they have to go in and free her.
Yeah.
Interspersed with all of this, like Mars said, is Kayla messing with Claudia and trying to escape. That's why we get to the gap stoppers.
I forgot about the most important part of this episode, and that is when Kayla long distance kicks Claudia in the back of the head.
Yep.
Yeah. Hello? Hello?
Powerful.
I want to do that. It's like throwing your voice, but with kick.
Kayla
throwing your kick.
kicked off her shoe, hit Claudia with it, and the shoe landed back on her foot
Perfectly.
perfectly. It was
Okay,
amazing.
so I think Kayla might be the most powerful Foodon.
Kayla might be the most powerful Foodon. Kayla and Omelette together, unleashed, are the most
They
powerful
fuse.
Foodon.
They fuse at the end of the series.
When they introduce fusion cuisine, yes, Kayla and you know, and usually, you know, humans and gems can't wait, hold on.
Wait, no.
Hold on.
Another layer? Question mark?
It might be.
Anyway, yeah.
So Clawdia and Kayla are having hijinks, essentially.
Basically, yeah.
Chase and friends come inside. It's creepy, and they're getting chased around by No, it's still Frenchy Le Toast.
It's still Frenchy Le Toast. It's like Frenchy Le Toast wearing a sheet, I guess. And then the sheet catches on fire.
Yeah.
Frenchy Le Toast has bad luck with fire this episode.
Honestly.
And then they start to beat him up, and then his boyfriend comes and protects
Slice!
him.
Stop beating up my boyfriend, Slice says.
That's what he says, and then he attacks with gooey cheese.
He does attack with gooey cheese, and also a real scythe.
Yes.
A real scythe.
One that isn't aluminum foil, but is real, and deadly and sharp, and can kill you.
Right, that's when the Foodons happen.
See, I feel like this is a situation where Slice had, like, in his creation, you know, when he was created, he had a scythe as, like, his like, I don't know, his weapon. You know, like, Fried Ricer has clothes. It's not like, we don't know why, but he does, because he's a Foodon. And Slice was just materialized with a scythe.
Well, right, yeah.
Frenchy Le Toast didn't have a cool weapon, and he was jealous, so Slice tried to help his boyfriend make one, but it was all they had around the house was aluminum foil.
This is cute.
It's actually incredibly cute. I love that.
I
know.
love that.
It's also incredibly true.
Yeah.
I looked it up in the patch notes for this episode.
Yeah, it says, in this episode, we learned the story of Master Flambé. Slice also gives his boyfriend Frenchy Le Toast an aluminum foil scythe to make him feel better.
Wait, did we watch episode 4.005 or 4.0010? Because, like, that's the most recent version. And we
watched 4.008 Return the Cheese.
Well, I kept mine at 008 because that it's easier to get like custom firmware, like just homebrew it.
Yeah.
And then
because
you can you can run Doom on your Fighting Foodons episode 4.
Yeah, because if you update to Fighting Foodons episode 4.18 or whatever I said, then you just like you're complete like the hackers haven't figured it out yet, and like it's really
not
difficult.
yet. They will. I'm sure
they will
but,
eventually.
Like, it's gonna take a minute.
If there's anybody working on it, like right now, it really seems like there's only like one person out there who's really interested in hacking Fighting Foodons episode 4 specifically.
It's Clawdia.
It's a really small but dedicated community.
Yes, yeah.
Of Clawdia and Clawdia alone.
I now like it's just so much easier for me rather than like playing Pokemon games in an emulator on my computer, having it on the go by playing it on Fighting Foodons episode 4 is really so handy. Is this bit for anyone?
It's for someone. It's for Marvel.
It's for me.
There's a real scythe involved, so therefore the Foodons have to start fighting instead of humans, because we don't want to see humans die.
And then they do a bad job of it immediately.
Yeah, they get gooey cheesed.
They get attacked with gooey cheese.
We can't stress this enough that there is gooey cheese, and it is highly effective against Foodons and subduing them.
When is somebody gonna whip up a little matzo ball?
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Because the Foodons took a fall this time. They did take a fall this time, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, okay, I want to follow your bit, but this does go into the episode where they legit lost, and the only reason why they won is because a ghost intervened.
Well, honestly, like, I enjoyed the amount of, like, Foodons, like, new ones that were involved in this, because I was ready for a brawl, and this was a Foodon free-for-all. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Absolutely.
So those were lyrics from the song. I feel like I should point that out due to the silence.
Were the lyrics from the song. I just like
due to the silence. I feel like I had to say something.
No, I was silent because I knew.
I was just desperately trying to remember any of the other lyrics to the song.
Anything.
I was just like, I was really trying to continue the bit, and then instead, I just sat there in silence and
I'm like, let me process my brain power to think of words.
It was a lot to chew. I understand.
Marble.
Take some time to
Sir, I don't want you to think that we're grilling you or anything.
I think you should have stewed on that joke a little more.
This is Embrace's thing. This is Embrace.
Panini. Let's move on.
Panini.
Hey, Panini. Don't be a meanie.
Panini.
Little Nas X.
Panini.
No, legit, the Foodons lose.
The Foodons lose, and then there's a ghost that comes out of a painting.
Also, Kayla escapes. How does Kayla escape?
Oh, Kayla's escape. Hey, Marble, can you tell us how Kayla escapes?
So she eats the gab stoppers, which are chewy, question mark?
I guess they're chewy. Well, it's probably the thing if you lick off the hard shell, then there's like a
it's
chewy
like
center.
a hard gumball, and
Yeah, like it's like hard gumball. Yeah.
Yeah. But either way, she swallows the gab stoppers, because it turns out they're pretty good.
Pretty tasty.
They're pretty decent.
Mhm.
They're pretty decent. That's what Kayla says. She looks into the camera and says, "Those are pretty decent." And then she starts screaming.
Yeah.
Which is like, if you're kidnapped and your captors are not around, probably the smartest thing you can do in that situation.
Good move.
And Omelette, who was hiding in the Mac cart outside the mansion, hears Kayla and flies into the window, which is awesome because I want to know what the range on Omelette's flight is. I want to know Omelette's specs.
Yeah.
You know?
they're infinite is the problem.
I know. So Omelette flies in. And then gnaws the ropes off of
No,
Kayla.
hold on. Is Omelette flies in their Smash intro card?
Yes!
Omelette
flies in.
Omelette flies in.
Omelette confirmed for Smash as the final DLC.
Omelette burns it up.
Oh, yeah. Well, final Smash, power toppings.
Oh, yes.
Ah, yeah.
You'll love to see it.
Yeah.
Very good.
Final Smash, beefsteak, like, charges towards the stage, like Bowser Jr. at the end of Yoshi's Island.
Yeah.
Yes. And we get to hear the signature beefsteak.
Yeah, and then Beefsteak pulls out a book and just sort of like reads aloud some passages and just beefsteak.
Beefsteak. Because he's well read.
Well read.
So
And
Omelette
well done.
just like bites the ropes off of Kayla, like they're licorice or something.
Mm-hmm.
Literally just like snaps right
They
through
might
in
be.
less than a second.
They might be.
They literally might be, knowing, but then I feel like Kayla would be able to get out.
I thought like Omelette was gonna burn it, but nope. Just she's right on through.
Actually, maybe Omelette did. Because think, like, you know, like, Omelette has the most powerful teeth of any Foodon their size, for sure. But also, you know, chewing on the ropes, throw a little fire on it. You know? It's like spitting on something you're eating.
We're doing better than the show at explaining things now.
We always do.
We have been since we started, I
That's
feel.
fair. So Kayla's free.
Kayla is free.
And then is about to get killed by Slice, right? Is that the thing? Is that the thing that happens?
Yeah, she runs into the room
where
they're all fighting and stuff. They run into the
Me
room.
when I run into the room.
Explains how she escaped.
Yes,
Briefly.
very quickly explains how she escaped, and then the ghost of Flambé appears.
Yeah.
And he says, "Oh, it's the princess who left when I made that pizza.
Here, eat it.
I finished my pizza,
Yeah.
and she just went to Little C's and never came back.
Well, you're here now. Eat the pizza.
Eat the pizza. It's not Little C's, but it's good though."
Yeah, she got a $5 hot and ready, and like I can't blame her for that, you know.
The ghost shows up and offers food. Clawdia pieces out and is like, I can't believe ghosts are real, and then goes.
Yeah.
She's just out.
Yeah.
She's
just
gone.
out. She's done for the episode early.
And it is not the last we've seen of her.
No.
Yeah. And then Kayla's about to be like, actually, I'm not and then Oslo just butts in and says, you know, you really shouldn't be seeking others' validations as a master chef.
It's like,
Yeah, but he does anyways, is the thing.
But he falls over.
he falls to the ground immediately.
Oslo says, as a master chef, your number one thing shouldn't be seeking validation from others. It should be making food because it's fun and great. And then Master Flambe falls over in the most dramatic sequence.
Master Flambe reacts as if he was struck in the stomach by a baseball bat.
Mm-hmm.
And just topples over.
Truth hurts, dude. Truth hurts, Flambé.
But here's the other thing about it, Oslo, is that A, ghosts might not know that they're dead. B, ghosts have unfinished business, and they're not gonna be rational about it. They're ghosts.
And also consider the fact that, like, yeah, it's not necessarily healthy to need the validation of other people, but you know, when you do need that validation, it's okay to seek as long as you have a positive and uplifting support network who's there for you. And I don't know if I feel like Master Flambe had that with Slice and
Frenchy Le Toast.
Frenchy Le Toast.
How could you forget Frenchy Le Toast?
I didn't forget Frenchy Le Toast. Let me live. But he still wanted validation from whatever her name was. The
Princess
princess. Was her name Prince? Her name wasn't Princess Cupcake.
It was Princess Cupcake.
It was.
No, it wasn't. No, you're making stuff
In this
up.
episode, we learn the story of Master Flambé. It seems that long ago, the Master Chef cooked up Masterpiece Pizza for Princess Cupcake. But instead of waiting, she grabbed a
then what
slice
happened?
at the place in town.
She went to
Heartbroken,
Little C's and says, I want a pizza.
Heartbroken, his ghost and his ghostly Foodons, Slice and Frenchy Le Toast, not to mention the Grease Blobs, haunt the Flambé Forest and the mansion to this day. When Clawdia locates them, she plots to use the ghost, Foodons, to terrorize the kids and steal their Foodons. First, she kidnaps Kayla, uses her as hostage to lure the kids to the haunted mansion at Disney World. Then, once the kids are inside, the haunting begins. But, once again, Claudia's plan is foiled. Sure, when the ghost of Master Flambé shows up and, believing Kayla is Princess Cupcake, gets her to eat his masterpiece pizza. She thinks it tastes good, and having received the approval he was looking for, Master Flambé goes finally rest. Can I talk about this for a second? Because all Master Flambé needed was, oh yeah, this is pretty tasty. Bye!
This is decent.
This pizza's pretty alright. It's fine.
That's
I'll eat
all
it.
he wanted.
Kayla looks at the camera and says, "This pizza's pretty decent," and then he just evaporates.
Mhm. And that's the episode.
And that's the episode. And then Master Flambé's portrait on the wall gets a smile on it, and then it smiles, and then Master Flambé is dead forever now, thankfully.
He's at rest. There is something that I want us to talk about here.
Okay.
Is it how all paintings of people frowning can be turned into smiles if we avenge the ghosts of the people trapped inside them?
No, but let us talk about this.
Just a little something I thought of.
That's really good. That's interesting. Maybe we can fix all sad portraits. Mona Lisa.
I feel like she's neutral.
She's neutral, but can we make her smile?
Yeah, can we... Has anybody seen Mona Lisa's ghost anywhere? I mean, like...
What's she up to these days?
Yeah, she's...
Who's she need validation from?
Maybe she made a big pizza.
We're making a new ghost show called
I'm gonna hit up Little C's and see if I can find Mona Lisa's ghost.
She's just chilling, eating a pizza.
I'll pick up that hot and ready while I'm out there. Y'all want pepperoni?
Yeah, that'd be great. No cheese for Mars, though.
Yeah, no cheese and also no
right, no
pepperoni.
cheese.
I am also vegetarian.
Okay, can
Right,
you do
yes.
half cheese and... Well, just... Here, I'll give you extra money. Go get 2 pizzas.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they're $5.
Do they do cheeseless pizzas at Little C's?
It's just bread. It's just
just
bread.
bread.
I highly doubt
I
it.
doubt
just
it,
give you
but
bread.
they do have bread. They do have bread.
They do have bread.
This episode is not endorsed by Little Caesars. I do want to talk about the fact...
But hey, Little C's, if you're listening, hit us up.
Hey, Little Caesars,
Hit us up, wink wink.
if you want to do a sponsored episode of Deck of Friendship, you have 20 weeks. You have 20 weeks until we're done talking about this show. That's your window.
You have 24 hours.
And this isn't just for Little C's. This is for every food.
And
Every food.
any food.
Any
Don't
food.
miss your chance. Don't miss your chance, food.
Yeah.
Hey,
Don't do it.
Hey, Bell Pepper, we got you.
We got you, Bell Pepper.
This episode of Deck of Friendship is sponsored by Bell Peppers. They're like peppers, but not spicy. And they,
Ring, ring.
Yeah. Ring, ring. Who's
Hey,
that at your door?
Hey, little grandma strawberry, like the grandma candy that's like the little strawberries.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We got you.
Hit me up.
Yeah.
Hit me up. deckofriendship@gmail.com.
We got your SEO number. Come on. I want us to talk about the fact that there are Foodons that are ghosts.
Actually,
Oh, yeah.
you know what? That's
Did
a
they
good
die?
point. Because we got to talk about Slice and Frenchy Le Toast for a second, and we didn't even talk about them, really, except for the fact that they're gay and in love, and we love them a lot.
Right. Like, what is the science behind this? Are they dead? They're not spoiled.
So here,
That's different.
That's the thing about it, right? We see Frenchy Le Toast vanish into thin air. We see that for sure. So Frenchy Le Toast is a ghost. And they call them
More like Frenchy Le Ghost.
Frenchy Le Ghost. Thank you. And they also, because we've definitely seen, the meatballs, for example, they talk to, like, they tend to speak in fairly full sentences. They have personalities. They talk.
Oh, I know where we're going.
You say you know where you're going, where I'm going. I'm curious because I don't know where I'm going.
I
so
do, Marvel.
Well,
Please.
okay, so Frenchy Le Toast and Slice speak in like full sentences and clearly have personalities and sentient thought, and yeah, they have likes and dislikes, and they have agency. They are fully realized beings. While some of the other Foodons we've seen, aka Beefsteak, Fried Ricer, only say their name. And the difference between the two of them, so far that we can see, is that Frenchy Le Toast and Slice are ghosts. Therefore, it would stand to reason that the burnt meatballs, through the process of being burned, may be in fact ghosts.
Now,
They were
I
born ghosts.
They may be ghosts.
I see
Yeah.
I see what you're getting at.
They were born ghosts. I love this.
And like, and here's the thing that we know about the Fighting Foodons universe is just because you're a ghost does not mean that you can't be beat up. So they have some sort of physical body, physical presence, kind of, even though they are ghosts.
they also got topping
Sure.
at some point.
The
The meatballs. So like
sure.
This world can still affect them.
Yes.
They're probably ghosts.
Right.
Now here's
They can become an impenetrable wall of burnt meat.
they
Right.
can become an impenetrable wall of burnt meat. I actually wanted to talk about the Grease Blobs though, because the Grease Blobs don't do anything in this episode except hang out in trees and kind of look
Who
menacing.
put a meal ticket on a grease blob?
Well,
Master Flambé.
now here's the thing, right? I feel like the Grease Blobs and the burnt meatballs are very similar in that
Yes.
like
Yeah.
the burnt meatballs were made without a meal ticket, but they still have sentience and but like is there something inherent about food waste, food byproduct, burnt food, wasted food that gives sentience? Is what gives Foodons sentience
Maybe.
their will and drive to have one?
So we've already established that fighting Foodons is post-apocalyptic.
Yes, for sure.
Just saying. If we are talking about a post-apocalypse in which food that is wasted and food byproduct that is wasted that gains sentience and starts rebelling against human beings, this would be like the time for that.
Well, then where does Willy Wonka fit into all of this?
I guess we'll have to find out next.
Is
episode.
Willy Wonka? Where is? Somebody give me Willy Wonka's phone number. I'm gonna
Where in the
call
world
him.
is Willy Wonka?
Where in the world is Willy Wonka?
He escaped out of the glass elevator. He's gone into hiding already.
I mean, my main question was, how do ghost Foodons exist? And that I think that's something we should go back to moving forward.
Well,
because I think
for
it
sure.
informs a lot about the burnt meatballs.
There's a lot.
Let's get out of here. Let's get out of the spooky forest mansion.
Oh, we gotta get out of the spooky forest, but I like being in the spooky forest, right?
I mean, you can stay. I just, I have to go pick up the pizza for, dinner for everyone. I don't want to,
Just alright, fine. Just, make sure, and I'm only saying this, Ray, because I care about you, but make sure that it doesn't attack with gooey cheese.
I can't make any promises.
Just do your best. Well, thank you so much for listening to Deck of Friendship. If you enjoyed the show, it would be really cool if you left us a rating on iTunes. If you do, we will read it out on the show. And if you want, and also sharing it with a friend, sharing it with somebody you know, sharing this podcast, it would be really, really cool. So very exceptional. And we would appreciate it a lot. If you want to reach out to us, you can find us on Twitter at FriendshipDeck, or go to our email at deckofriendshippod@gmail.com. And as we say every week, in this episode, we learn the story of Master Flambé. So long ago, the Master Chef cooked the Master Chef the Master Instead of waiting, she got a slice of bacon down. Princess Cupcake, but instead of waiting, she grabbed a slice at a place in town. Grease Blobs.
Heartbroken, his
His
ghost
ghost
and his ghostly Foodons.
Slice and Frenchy Le Toast. Not to mention the Grease Blobs. Haunt the Flambé Forest. Mentioned to this day. When Clawdia locates them, she plots to use the ghost
Probably
to
enough.
steal their food.
the kids and
First she
steal their
kidnaps
Foodons.
Kayla, then uses her
First she
hostage to
kidnaps
lure
Kayla,
the
then
kids to
uses
the
the
haunted mansion.
hostage
Then
to
once the kids are
haunted
inside,
mansion.
the haunting
Then
begins.
once the kids
But
are
once
inside.
again,